Welcome everybody who's already standing to the select board meeting of Thursday, June 20th, and we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to skip
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So apparently we wants to get out of here quickly, so we'll see what I can do here. We skipped over the roll call. We have Kevin Snyder with Robert Marsan, Alec Rich, and myself, and Denise is out tonight. So we'll go right to appointments. We have the appointment of Kami Tedoldi. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, to the Cultural Council.
Mr. Chair,
There you go.
I'll make a motion to, yeah,
I didn't know if he was here.
no. Is she here?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Since she's not here, I'll make a motion
Mr. Snyder.
to appoint Kami Tedoldi to the Norton Cultural Council. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and no whistle jokes because of that event. Reappointments for civilian traffic control personnel. I think there's a few. Yep. Alex, do you want to read those out? Yep. Oh, Chief.
Good evening.
Chief.
So every year we do reappointments for special police officers, civilian traffic control, and police matrons for a term of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. The list of civilian traffic control is James Domagowski, Alex Turcott, Nicholas Cavallo, Dean Santangelo, Jake Braga, Patrick J. Mahoney, Keith Silva, and Timothy O'Leary. They've all been trained, they've all been working. And these are people who've had experience for at least a period of, anywhere from several months to a couple of years.
Okay, so we'll do these ones separately. Civilian traffic control unit. We also have special police officers and police matrons.
Chief, do you have any concern about any of them?
No.
Mr. Chair, do we do background checks and all that on them, or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. They have to pass a physical, background checks, they go through a medical. So.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank you.
Okay, with that being said, Mr. Chair, I move to reappoint the following individuals to the Civilian Traffic Control Unit effective July 1, 2024. Timothy O'Leary, Keith Silver, Patrick J. Mahoney, Jake Braga, Dean Santangelo, Nicholas Cavallo, Alex Turcott, and James Domagowski.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Excellent. Next up, we have reappointments for the special police officers.
So these two are retired police officers who maintain their post, which is the Peace Officers Standard and Training Commission certification, so they're eligible to work details and other events as retired police officers.
Mr. Chair.
Excellent. Any questions? Or? All right.
Mr. Chair, I move to reappoint the following individuals as special police officers effective July 1, 2024. Todd A. Bramwell, Timothy Garrity.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Excellent. And now we have the reappointments for patrol matron personnel.
So these are two long-standing police matrons who have worked for the police department for a number of years now. They all have CPR first aid training. They also go through a suicide prevention class. They've all had background investigations and completed. So it's just a reappointment for the term of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025.
Any questions? No?
Mr. Chair, I move to reappoint the following individuals as police matrons effective July 1, 2024. Susan Huff, Stephanie Langton.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. And we have the appointment of Caroline Turcotte as civilian traffic control personnel.
Sure. So Caroline's here tonight. She's a Norton resident, a student at Emmanuel College, has an interest in pursuing a possible career in law enforcement. She again has completed all the necessary requirements, which include CPR, first responder, background checks, and a medical physical. So, and her appointment term would be again July 1st 2024 through June 30th, 2025. And she has gone through, we do put civilian traffic control personnel through a training program, and she has completed that.
Excellent. Questions?
Caroline, you sure you know what you're getting into?
Yeah. Did I pronounce your name right? Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. President.
make a motion that we appoint Caroline Turcott to the Civilian Traffic Control Unit.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for coming in tonight.
All right, with that. Lastly, we have the appointment of David Fisher as part-time water sewer technician.
He's not.
Okay.
I don't know if you know David. David is a retired employee of the department, and they're looking for him to be available to help out in certain situations.
Any questions?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Snyder?
I will like to make a motion to appoint David Fisher as a part-time temporary water sewer technician with an effective date of June 24th, 2024.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Excellent. Next up, we have the minutes from June 6th, 2024. Everyone get a chance to take a look at these? Is there any changes or corrections?
Make a motion we accept the minutes as written for June 6th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We also have the executive session minutes. Do you want to, let's just do a separate one for that.
So, Mr. Chair,
Mr. Martin.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the executive session of June 6th, 2024.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Okay, so next up we have the review and discuss the vote, or vote to approve the application of Raging Nassau Pizza for a common particular license at 194 South Worcester Street, Norton. That's me.
Yeah.
How we doing?
What are we doing?
Good.
Thank you for coming in tonight.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, do you have questions for me? Tell us what you're all about.
Introduce
So
yourself.
my name is Bob Paracchio. I've been a photographer for the last 30 years. I had a studio down the street, 199 West Main Street, and I've been in commercial advertising work all these years, and I've decided to just switch careers, and I'm opening a pizza place. The town has been asking for new pizza and real pizza and good pizza, and I've listened, and that's what I'm doing. Bringing pizza back to that side of town. When the last owners were there, they were pumping pizzas out of there and good food, and people appreciate it, and it's kind of fallen by the wayside, I guess, with the new owners, but I wanted to kind of change that up and bring something new to town, some excitement. A huge background in advertising and marketing, so I plan to put that to good use in my photography and all that, and push the world of pizza now.
Excellent.
So this will be in the Highland Farms location?
Yep. It'll be in there. I'm just renting the kitchen, and also running a completely separate business from them.
Any questions, folks?
So you're gonna be open Wednesday through Sunday, is that what I'm
Yes.
looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably do a soft opening after the final Board of Health inspection, just to kind of give out free food and put some face time in.
I'm sorry, you said free food? When will this be?
Take it easy. Don't all show up at the same time.
As soon as you get in out of the dunk tank.
Maybe in time.
We're still on that. Alright guys,
No,
so without any further
Mr.
ado,
Chair, Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve the application of Raging Nassau Pizza Company, Inc. for a common victual license at 194 South Worcester Street, Norton, Mass.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah, good
Good
luck.
luck.
Appreciate it.
Alright,
I live around the corner, I'll be over soon.
Can't wait.
I know you.
Alright.
We know what you're here.
So I guess we have a few minutes for announcements, as we're rolling.
So for announcements, we have, if anybody's driven through town, they've obviously seen the carnival that's set up in front of the Yale School. There's a huge Ferris wheel.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Carnival?
there's a lot going on there. The hours are going to be, well, today they're open till 10 o'clock this evening. Tomorrow it'll be from 5 to 10. Saturday will be 12 to 10, and then Sunday will be 12 to 6. It's an opportunity to bring everyone's family down and just forget about all of the stuff that's been on people's minds for the last few months, and just come down and enjoy yourselves at a local carnival and have some fun.
That's right. I was there today and I had a good time.
So,
Roger, I was there today and had a good time.
So Roger,
Thank you.
who's in the dunk tank tomorrow night?
You,
Tomorrow night, I'm
you,
Saturday.
Kevin, and Chief.
we have several openings for the dunk tank, and we're hoping to get people to volunteer for the dunk tank, so we don't have the same people over and over again. And just so everybody's clear that all of the money that's being raised through the dunk tank and through the food that's being made, and a portion of the tickets goes towards the Veterans Council, and it's just to help out veterans in Norton. So that's where all the funds are going. Nobody's making any money except for the Congress a little bit. So that's why we're having the carnival. So if anybody wants to come down, the dunk tank will be having the dunk tank from 6 to 10 tomorrow, and then it will be from 2 to probably 8 o'clock. We'll probably run it on Saturday.
I'm going to attempt to do it on Saturday at some point. I got
good.
a call from a former select board member, Mr. Toole, saying he was doing it on Friday,
I talked to him this morning, yes.
and he said he wanted to challenge me to see who could raise more money, so.
I like that. So anybody who wants to come down, I don't care. There's absolutely no politics involved in anything that goes on at the carnival this weekend. So come on down and enjoy the weekend.
So last year was a fantastic time. My family enjoyed it quite a bit.
It
Yeah.
just started kicking off to be the same, if not better, this year.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay. Any other announcements?
Thank you, Brian.
I don't have any other announcements, Mr. Chair.
Anybody else have anything? Okay. Oh, look at that. Is that right on the dot? 7:15, okay, so I guess we can open up the public hearing on the application of J. Kotek LLC. Doing business at Sun Market and her Purvis Patel for a change of category from an off-premises wine and malt beverage license to an off-premises all alcohol beverage license at 181 West Main Street in Norton. Welcome.
Good evening.
Meridian, city attorney.
Attorney John Meridian, Purvish Patel, and J. Kumar Kotak. We're here on behalf of J. Kotak LLC, which operates Sun Market on 180 West Main Street. And we're seeking a change of category on their beer and wine license to sell all alcohol. There's a license available in Dakota with the town. So we're seeking to amend ours to upgrade to that. If approved tonight, and the ABCC approves it, they would surrender their beer and wine license back to the town, so we have that back on your quota. Jay Kotak is the primary owner, and he bought this store in 2022. He's operated it as a good convenience store. There's no violations. He has 2 employees who are tip certified. They use an ID scanner. And Purvish Patel is a minority owner, but he's been involved in that store for about 15 years. He's been part of the community for a long time and run a good store over there. So if that will take any questions you may have on the application.
I'll open up to the board.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich?
okay, is it, do you guys own that cigar bar as well?
No.
That's next door though?
Yeah.
right? And that has a full, we granted that this past fall
That one's on.
It's an on premises.
on premises. Yeah.
This was off.
It was on premises. Yeah,
Yep.
no, understood. I didn't know if that was
No, that's not me.
yours as well.
Yeah.
Do you own any other places of business in town?
In the town?
In town, no? Do you own any other outside of town that are,
Jay owns, about pages 3 in,
122 as well. 2023.
Bridgewater, what is Bridgewater?
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
in Bridgewater, so it's not here, is it?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I ran into this a couple weeks ago, but it looks like some of the permits are still outstanding, but is that not necessary because it's just a change of category? Like it looks like police, building department are all active but not completed. So I just want to check those
Oh.
boxes.
Yeah, it's just because it's a change in category, it's not the same as like when you start a new application, that's just a standard category they have on it.
So not necessary for, okay, perfect, thank you.
Will you be changing your hours at all?
No, he's gonna have convenience store hours from 6 to 11, but the alcohol sales hours will be restricted by law, so 8 AM to 11, Monday through Saturday, and Sundays 10 AM to 11 PM.
So, well, yeah.
Okay.
Chief, I'm just wondering if you wouldn't mind coming up for a minute? Just curious if you have any concerns or any thoughts about this change of,
No, I mean, it's common in their industry, I think, to change managers, and there's no issue that I've seen.
so it's not, they haven't been cited for any violations that you know of?
No.
Perfect, thank you.
Sure.
I could speak to, since you've been operating it, Jay, to me at least, it seems like it's been operated
Yeah.
much better than it was prior. And no offense, I just, Jay does a good job, so I just want to speak to that.
Thank you.
I
agree with that too.
Yeah, I think you run a tight ship over there, and it shows.
Thank you. Okay.
And with that, Mr. Chair,
What, any further questions from the board?
It's
No. You guys are rushing me tonight. My God. I'm usually the one rushing everybody else.
on the Ferris wheel, right?
I didn't see the first. All right, so if there's nothing else from the board, is there anybody in the public that would like to speak on this? Going once, going twice, nobody? No, I saw you get, no. All right, so we have to close the public hearing and then we'll go over it. Unless there's anything else you'd like to say? No. All right,
So we need a motion to close the public
we
hearing?
do, yes.
So I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the application for J. Kotak LLC DBA Sunmark.
Sorry.
Okay, motion and second, close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, excellent. So now, what do we think? A motion?
Mr. Chair?
So if there's a motion, it should be subject to turning in the regular beer and wine license. So if they approve this, it will be subject to.
But that won't come until after it gets approved by the agencies.
Correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the application of J. Kotak LLC, DBA Sun Market. Maybe the rest of it?
Yeah.
Manager Purvis Patel for a change of category from an off-premises wine and malt beverages license to an off-premises all alcohol beverage license at 181 West Main Street, Norton, Mass. 02766, subject to turning in the existing beer and wine license.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you, have a good one.
Thank you.
Review and discuss the proposal for a friendly 40B located at 0 Newcomb Street.
Hello, Mr. Chair and the board. My name is
Hello.
Rich Sheikh. I am from Shrewsbury, Mass. And I love this town so far. Actually, this is a great place to talk about this project. I must congratulate you for keeping, affordable housing in check and the percentage, and you're doing pretty well, but that is with the leadership of keep looking forward. So the biggest, I think, hurdle I have been seeing in Norton is that it's very difficult to find a parcel of land which does not have a wetland. And that wetland doesn't allow to build much. But we were lucky to find this parcel which is above 10 acres and it's all upland. And we have access of town utilities, and I've been talking about this project for almost a year. By the way, I represent Wheels Venue State Trust, and I'm the trustee. And we have an option in front of you to build. So last year we actually went in and we got some preliminary subdivision approval for, sort of 5 lots, because you can create 5 lots by right in R80 district. And subsequently we have, looked into all the utilities and what have you. So we have this preliminary plan where basically this is really Newcomb Street, trying to orientate right here. And right here, over here is the graveyard. Again, I'm not from Norton, so don't quote me for exact. Over here is like the graveyard, and then next to it is like a townhouse type development. I think maybe 1 or 4 Newcomb Street or something like that. And just right diagonally across, we have this piece of land. And certainly we believe that if we go with any kind of, small apartments and stuff that don't sit well with a lot of beautiful single-family homes, and some new homes on Newland and Newcomb Street, mostly on Newland Street, and then there are some, 60, 70-year-old home in the back streets. So we came up with this idea of building some nice townhomes, because the single-family homes honestly becoming very unaffordable for people. I see some of the houses on the market are like approaching $1 million, whereas even townhouses are approaching $600,000, $800,000. So we thought that yes, we do have about 10%, just about. But again, if you don't keep a check, it can go away. So and the state is really encouraging, and we believe that if we build an element of affordable units, it should be 20 to 25% of the total count. If it is about 50, that would give you 10 units, and if they are 60, it will give you 12 units or so. So that's really the kind of thought process. We do have access for utilities and all, and the looping and stuff. We have been talking to DPW. So like I said, we have been around for about a year and talking to different people. And honestly, I have to tell you, I haven't developed anything in Norton, but so far, any department office and any board we have met so far, everybody is phenomenal to work with. Absolutely phenomenal. And that really encourages people like us to, A, to thank you, and B, to present the project and see what your takes are before we go. If I do anything, I like to do it cordially and friendly. So just here to seek some, some judgment, some advice.
Have you met with the planning board yet? Planning director, Paul DiGiuseppe?
I'm sorry, sir?
Have you met with the planning director?
Yes. I actually worked with Paul when we bought the land, and then Paul left.
Yeah.
And then he came back.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I've been working with Nick, phenomenal guy, and then we had just a meeting with the town manager, with both Paul and Nick, and maybe town manager can fill you in. So we have talked to almost all of your departments, including fire, safety, police. We've done a lot of testing for. Originally we were thinking of septic, but now we're going to do sewer.
Yeah.
And we've done testing for septic. We've done testing for, of course, drainage and all that. So we've done quite a bit of work.
Okay. So these going to be condos, or are you going to sell them, or are you going to have them as rentals?
Well, the thought process here is really to build single family type townhouses with garages. And they will be decent size, like each one will be, around 2,000 square feet or so. And we right now have the vision to build and sell.
Okay. So So sell them as individual units,
as individuals.
like an HOA?
That probably
Eventually.
would make sense,
Yeah.
would make sense.
Okay.
Because we're gonna have to build some roads and stuff, so to upkeep the, you know, the roads and
Yeah,
everything.
I was gonna say it would make sense with it.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
right, yeah.
that's the plan.
Okay.
We might have a common house here somewhere, for, you know, some sort of sports and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Questions?
Is the sewer force main on Newcomb Street?
Yes, no, it's on Newman Street and we have an easement,
That's what that is.
yes. That's a great question. That was one of the things I've been working on before I come in front of you.
Okay. Anyone else? Good.
Mike, as far as the MFN, there's no problem with the flow or anything? Capacity? Is that still Red Mill Village's capacity? Is it off Red Mill Village capacity?
Yeah, so,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure, I know that you've talked with water and sewer, I'm not sure what the capacity is at the pump station there. That's something that have to,
We have been talking to the, you know, to people, and before even we, actually this idea of sewer came through them when we met them last time. So they said if you could have that, that would make a lot of sense. So we then went in and secured this easement for that reason.
Okay.
I did not have this easement when I first started.
I was gonna say, that was all landlocked from what I read,
That's
except for
correct.
that one.
That is correct. So we had to secure that to go in that route. Before we were thinking about a big septic plan, but then we went with this route. Actually, the idea came from the town.
You had a lot of time and money into this.
Well, you know, this is part of the,
Oh, I know all too well.
yes, sir. We are committed, we do a good job. If you look at our projects in Shrewsbury, there's not a single project that we haven't done well, so.
My only biggest concern, Mr. Chair, is just, extra housing in town, the taxing of the schools and everything else. That's my biggest thing, but looks like what's your target price point for these as of right now that you're using for the budget? I know it can fluctuate
Yes, sir.
day to day.
I was actually looking at it last night, to tell you the truth, thinking that you might ask me that question. So if you look, similar units are going $600,000 to $800,000.
Your comps are Red Mill Village,
I think so.
those units.
I think so.
By what you're telling us that you want to put there, that kind of style, that kind of size.
It's going to be a very good, great looking.
Yeah. And that's nice and private back there.
Yes, sir. It will merge very well with the single family. They will look like just single. And by the way, there's a lot of land, and there will be very decent yards too.
It's good material, it's all sand out back there too. A lot of-
I'm not gonna say it is the best. We have all kind of material that we have. It's both type. We did the testing.
Yeah.
Some place it was 10, some place it was 2.
But,
You're talking about the water seepage. I'm sorry, what was your question?
did you purchase?
We did put.
Yeah. But that's gravelly, sandy,
This is
pockets of sand, there's
Yes,
some tall pines out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good, decent material. Yeah. And it's all flat.
Oh, yeah,
And
the
there-
trails over there.
And there are no hills, there's no nuggets. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good material.
Any other questions? Okay, so yeah, at this point, we'll take it under advisement. We're going to get a chance to hear from neighbors and I guess go through the planning board and listen to the planning director. So thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, just one more minute on this one.
Absolutely.
So today, we're not really doing any formal application. We have really raised it from it.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to gauge is that if that is, because we want to do like a friendly 40. So if that's the direction we can go in, then of course I have a lot of work to do before I go in front of the planning board. And at that point, I'm sure we'll have, I don't know what other process you have.
Well, I mean, you're probably gonna ask the same question. why would you want to go 40B unless you're getting any resistance? Is it,
Yes.
what's the concern?
No, this is exactly the reason I'm here today.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know
To
what
avoid
the
any
process
resistance.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand, yeah, to avoid it, yeah, I get it. You know, we can't vote on it tonight, but I mean, personally, I'm all for it. I mean, any more 40Bs, I'm fine with in this town, especially duplexes. It's, you see that the houses are going for ridiculous amounts right now, and there's a lot of them on the market, a lot more than even 6 months ago. So, I mean, I have family members that are looking for just like this, so.
And Mr. Chair, I agree with you, and I think any opportunity that we can have for, you know, a friendly 40B is where we have some agency, rather than with the
Forced.
with the state being forced on us.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should be open to any opportunities, and you know, we're all aware that there's a housing crisis, and so I think anything we can do to help increase the supply
Inventory, yeah.
with the, you know, within reason and makes sense. I think we should be supportive of that. So.
And I'm not proposing apartment buildings so they will have a lot of opposition and stuff.
Okay.
I'm really proposing very nice. This will actually be a little bit even upper scale than the houses in the back.
Yeah, I mean, this, I personally think this fits perfect. I used to be on the planning board for a long time, and I think it fits perfectly in one.
Yeah.
So I don't want to speak for them at this point, but
Is it gonna meet affordable requirement, that size and that price point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Isn't there more meat on the bone, not going 40B, going traditional?
Yeah, if you allow me to build that number of units,
That's what I'm saying, but you know,
that number of units, if you allow me to build it, I'd love to even be able, I would love to talk to you. I'd rather not waste time in the state or something. I'd rather go in front of your boards if you would allow me. But then I don't know, your bylaw is not very clear. I tried, you have a triple density type thing, but we went all kind of different routes, and it's just so complicated and so confusing, and they did actually reach out, Nick reached out to your council, and it was, I couldn't even put my head around
it's to
it.
restrict the zone, so the zoning restrictions are.
it is very difficult to navigate this.
It is very, because one
That's the
section
case.
say one, the other section say other. I would be sitting in front of you and bringing my lawyer forever. So that's the reason I thought I just go with that direction.
Yeah, I'm always open to friendly 40Bs, so I'm fine with that, personally.
Unless you have another special process, I'm more than happy. I didn't find one.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so this still has to go through planning and,
Oh, yeah.
and all of that, so, I mean, I think, I think it sounds like, well, I don't speak for everybody, but, I'd be supportive of it and open to it, and, once it goes through planning, then I'm sure a lot of these things will be discussed and hammered out, but if you're looking for the temperature of the select board, I think you've got.
I think you understand where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I personally appreciate you bringing it to us too. I mean,
Thank you.
it's very,
Thank you. It is going to require a lot of development costs because there's a lot of, work involved in the roofing and this and that. And your departments are really, they're nice, professional, but they have lots of procedure.
we've been told that. It is short.
But they are very, very sweet, honestly, to deal with. I'm not trying to butter it up. I mean, I'm very straightforward. I mean, because I went through one meeting with the planning board before. It was decent.
Yeah, they're a great group.
Mr. Chair, maybe, Mike, what's the lineal footage of the roadway?
The road?
Yeah.
I don't have on top of my head, but we were in the subdivision required in the subdivision requirement.
What's
It was I think
the layout?
800 or something.
Is it a 50-foot layout?
This is something we will definitely follow your
All
guidelines.
right, so it's still preliminary.
It's either 40 or 50 was what it's supposed to be, but they'll narrow it down.
We would, yeah.
And the only reason I ask is, looking ahead,
We do have 50 feet, but I don't know if we need to make whatever. I think it was a 25 feet, 24 feet road plus.
well, it's usually 40 foot for the pavement and then another 10 foot for the utilities on the inside.
I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet. I think this is what we talk to DPW, and then we present, and my engineer's gonna prepare that. I'm not a civil engineer.
Yeah, and the only reason I ask is looking forward, if this, even if it goes in HOA, someday the HOA is gonna get tired of paying for the maintenance costs of the road and catch basins. And if this has to be built, if the requirement is, if it's built to DOT spec, I'm sure you probably know the cost per foot of building.
It's not easy. This is not easy project. I am aware of it, but that's the reason I need some density to make sense, to be honest, and balance off. Again, I was under the impression that the subdivision width is 24 feet, and then whatever else needs to be built. But we'll follow your regs. We'll follow all that.
Yeah, but the planning board will catch that immediately.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if 40B supersedes some of our requirements
It could.
with road layout, and then if down the road, you know,
I mean, as part of the 40B, they could look for reductions in road size. I don't think they look to make it bigger. And we, you know, but usually, he's right, the road width is 24 feet, and then you have 8 feet on either side, so you have a sidewalk and a strip.
I'm just thinking, you know, Arrowhead, they want us to take that road, you know, that was a 40B, and so.
Yeah, but sir, the thing is, these are all the discussions. Your DPW department and your departments are amazing. And I'm gonna, that's the reason we call it friendly, that we're gonna work with you. You know, we're not just gonna, you know, shove it to you if you're working with us.
Yeah, no, and I'm not asking these questions because, you know, that's,
The other thing is, I don't see this is gonna ever not have HOA, because there's gonna be a lot of infrastructure who's gonna maintain it.
well, and it's what led to my question.
Oh, yeah, it's
about down the
definitely
road.
gonna be-
It's definitely gonna have
On the
HOA.
road, makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's definitely
And
gonna
if
have
it's not
HOA.
built to DOT specs, then, you know, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a builder and I'm a property manager, so I know HOAs back and forth.
I'm a small builder too, so, but these are the questions way later.
So, well, I mean, for me, I already know the answers every time I ask a question like that, so I'm sure he does too. So, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in and presenting this to
So
us.
thank you. What I'm trying to get from here is that we're gonna, because honestly, I didn't wanna keep going in that direction without getting some good feeling, and that's what I told, town manager, Mr. Yennett, is Yennett, sir?
Yep.
Units? Okay, and I just wanna make sure, and he was kind to bring me here, and I'm here, and I appreciate, is it Jen, I guess?
Yes.
First time in meeting, she's very cordial too. But anyway, bottom line is that we have a process to follow, but I'm hoping that we will keep moving in a positive direction.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
I think it's positive, at least for me, and.
Like Kevin said, I think.
If it can work, great.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will probably follow with you and see if there is any other, application requirements or whatnot. But I'll certainly have my attorney work on that too. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the discussion on the Norton Reservoir safety.
So I know the chief is here. Come up. I'll just let you know that we have Jared working on putting up signs on the reservoir on the time limits that jet skis are allowed on the reservoir. So we'll get some of those put up.
Yeah, so good evening again. I don't know exactly what specific questions you may have. I think this came after the drowning, this topic, the agenda item came after the drowning. I can tell you every year we reach out to the environmental police, and I also reach out to the fire department to get out there on the reservoir, just to have a presence and make sure things are safe. This past Sunday we had our first environmental police patrol boat. We're having another one tomorrow, another one Saturday. One thing you have to keep in mind, which I'm sure you know, is there's probably only 75 environmental police officers in the entire state. So for staffing and scheduling, it's kind of difficult. We're actually very lucky that we have them 3 times in a week. One thing that happened on Sunday is being out there, we did address some jet skis. That seems to be the biggest complaint after 4 o'clock is the jet skis. In particular, the canoes and kayaks are kind of complaining about them. We do address it every time we're called. But we don't have a boat to get out there, so we're dealing with it, primarily from land, and, but we are addressing it. It's a simple bylaw violation. I mentioned it when we were doing the drowning investigation. I had a discussion with the environmental police and saying, one of the biggest complaints we get is the jet skis, and they say, well, we don't enforce bylaw violations. We only enforce state laws. So, but we'll be out there again this weekend, and I'm sure we'll be out there at other points in time. It seems like we're not getting the complaints that we used to get about the parking around Juniper Beach. I knock on wood because you know how that works. So, this was probably, I know that this was the third drowning in 25 years that I've been involved in. They all have a common denominator. There's no life preserver. One of the things that the officers did on Sunday was hand out 10 life preservers to people that didn't have them. And it's just I don't want to say common sense, but it kind of is. Like, you have to have.
It is common sense.
You have to have life preservers for each person on your boat.
Yeah.
So, but I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Mr. Chair, Chief, do you know what is the penalty under our bylaws for violations?
Yeah, it's probably just it's $100. Yeah, it's $100.
$100.
It's called a civil infraction. If they don't pay it, then we have to go to the courthouse to get a complaint. I can tell you that bylaw violations aren't something that the Attleboro District Court takes up. We've dealt with this on other areas. But we try to educate people. The signage has helped where we can point to the sign and say, see. But
Okay. Thanks.
Mr. Chair, Chief, in our bylaw, I see the personal watercraft, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I've never seen a time restriction on a public water body for any watercraft whatsoever. It's a public water body. It's how I always understood it. I was surprised when that was first implemented at 4 p.m. was a...
Well, I think it came from the complaints from the people that utilize the reservoir on a regular basis in kayaks and canoes.
Yeah.
And I think it went directly to the conservation agent, who was a different conservation agent at the time, and drafted these bylaws.
Yeah.
And they were voted on at the town meeting.
Yeah, that's very strange. That's something that I would hope would be changed.
Yeah, it's just my personal opinion. This is the only one. I mean, in several states, in a couple of others.
We get calls, and this is a little exaggeration, but shortly after 4 o'clock, we'll get the calls if they're up there.
Yeah. And that,
So people aren't
4
aware
p.m.
of them that are being bothered by.
Yeah. 4 p.m. is the middle of the afternoon
Yeah.
for a lot of people, especially voting.
At 4 p.m., some people get off of work and they want to go on the boat.
I think it's probably like the sunset cruises, those people that are out there with the kayak tours and canoes that are, affected by it. So I think that's where it came from.
Any other questions? No? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, next up we had the review and discussion on building department permit fees. Unfortunately, Nick had a family issue. He's he's not able to make it, so we're gonna table that until our next meeting. We do have something other business that's not reasonably anticipated within 48 hours notice. The certificate of compliance for the Habitat community. That had to be signed, I believe, today.
Yes.
And so the board needs to authorize Mike Units to sign that certificate of compliance. Is that correct? Is that how did I word it right?
Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Snyder.
I would like to make a motion to authorize the town manager, Michael Units, to execute the certificate of compliance for Old Colony Habitat for Humanity at 16 Reed Road in Norton.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, is there one more?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mike.
a notice of appointment of police matron Caroline Turcott, and she's here, Caroline's still here.
Getting a lesson in town government.
So,
It's wonderful how you're so.
we did the civilian traffic appointment earlier. Then I also request that you appoint her as a matron. So matrons, when we have a female prisoner, they come in and assist with the booking process and female searches and things like that. We don't have a lot of matrons, so this is, we do have problems filling these type of shifts. We actually had an issue last night, so they work, they're kind of an on-call type of system. They only work when they're needed, so.
Excellent. Any questions, guys?
No, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Marson.
Make a motion that we appoint Caroline Turcott as a police matron.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, congratulations and thank you again.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, is there no town manager report tonight?
Just a couple things. I just wanted to say that we welcome the Creedy family to Ridge Road today. It's very hot out there, and wish them the best of luck, and told them if they need anything to reach out to us. And we met. I couldn't believe it when I got this email from MassDOT, but you know that we asked them to rush an emergency job if they want us to put a sidewalk in front of the senior community center to make a connection to Freeman Street.
Yeah.
And we met with them out there this Tuesday, and they're moving forward on designing that connection. So
Great. Excellent.
That's all good news.
All right, I approve the warrants as written.
I just had one other thing. If you can think about it, Paul, I was meeting with Paul DiGiuseppe earlier this week, and he's looking to get a group of people together to talk about the developments on Elm Street with water, sewer. I know he's looking for like a liaison from the select board and the economic development committee. So if anyone is interested in being on that, let me know.
All right.
And Mr. Chair, just on the old business, there was something about holiday hours.
Just remind
Don't let's skip ahead.
everyone that on July 5th is on a Friday.
Business as usual.
So, other than the emergency departments in town, the other town departments, if people are willing to take their own time, will be off. So town hall will be closed on that day.
Yeah, I think we approved that last time. So
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think we
remind-
did.
okay.
Remind us.
Yeah, perfect. And our executive session we had at 2:30 this afternoon, so we're not gonna have that tonight. And I already said it, but I approved the warrants as written. And you guys, is there anything else?
We do have an exec session.
We do. Oh, how dare you? Yeah.
It's for a contract.
That's so rude. All right, hold on. Okay, so I guess we do have an executive. So I declare under General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, that the purpose of the executive session will be to discuss strategy with respect to the bargaining concern, the AFSCME, Local 1702, because the discussion in open session could compromise the purpose of the executive session, and with the board to not return to open session at the conclusion of the executive session. So I need a motion. As written on that.
Make a motion as read.
Good try.
Right there.
I move that the board go into, I move that the board go into executive session under General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3 for the purpose and reason declared by the chair and with the board to not return to open session thereafter.